Yeah. Before diving into my story, don't forget to like and subscribe to MDA. I grew up missing my mom's love. She left when I was 5, and this naive kid went out searching for her in a torrential downpour. After that, I got seriously sick and had to be hospitalized for quite a while.
I'll do anything. Just get better, honey.
My dad's a scientist and an environmental activist. After I got better, I was glued to him. Does June want to come visit France? I always felt unsafe away from him. When I turned 17, I found out people hated my dad, suspecting him of taking bribes in an environmental project. One day, our car was blocked by protesters.
Stop dumping oil into the ocean! It's a crime!
I was shocked, and Dad panicked, telling the driver to speed away. The next day, Dad said I was moving to France to live with my aunt. What? I'm not going anywhere without Dad.
I'm in some trouble, sweetheart. It's what we have to do. I don't want you affected by this negativity. You mean everything to me.
I knew he was just worried about me, but his decision was my worst fear. Living far from Dad? And in France with an aunt I've never met? Oh no. No! I said goodbye to Dad before boarding the plane, trying to look okay for him, but inside I was trembling with fear. It was my first long flight alone. Ah! Don't hurt me!
What? I'm just stowing my bag.
Sorry. When he sat down and talked on the phone, I realized he was French. Wow, his accent's really cool.
Wait, it feels like someone's watching me.
He leaned in to look, turning me beet red with embarrassment. I wish I could just disappear.
Oh, it's nothing. Someone must be dazzled by my good looks.
What? No way! I was just curious about a French guy. Who knew I'd meet a nutcase? Though handsome. I had a bad feeling about this trip.
Mister, I want to sit next to that pretty lady. I want to be in the middle.
Where are your parents?
My mom's sitting way over there.
Say it like this. Would you switch seats with me, please?
Would you switch seats?
Add please.
Please?
No.
Man, what kind of guy is he? The kid ended up grumpily returning to his original seat. Ugh, over 7 hours sitting next to this crazy dude. As the plane took off, lightning streaked across the sky and it began to rain. I felt so anxious, my heart racing, I could hardly breathe.
Hey, are you okay?
Unable to speak, I just shook my head at him. I'm not scared of heights or flying. I just dread the thought of something happening and never seeing Dad again. Just as I was about to cry, a hand grabbed mine. I looked up and the rude boy was looking at me. Worriedly?
Hold my hand. It'll be all right.
I was speechless, just gripping his hand. Thankfully, the storm passed quickly, the skies cleared. But I felt so embarrassed I stayed silent for the rest of the flight. When we landed, I tried to gather courage to thank him, but he disappeared into the crowded airport. I didn't even know his name. Looking at Paris on the way to my aunt's house, the city was breathtaking. As soon as my aunt saw me, she hugged me tightly. Oh, sweet girl, you must have been so scared. Stay here until your dad sorts things out, okay? I smiled and nodded obediently. That's when I met my cousin. So tall and so hot. Theo, though you'd never met, this is June. As he got close and leaned into my face, I awkwardly stepped back.
Silly girl! This is how the French greet!
Looks like you'll have to take her around, Theo. My, everything's so strange, but I hope I'll get used to it soon. It's going to be tough. The next day, Theo made me breakfast with bread, cold cuts, and butter.
Can't forget the croissants! Coffee, right?
Oh, no thanks. Everything here is amazing. It'd be perfect if Dad were here. Wish you were here, Dad.
Once everything settles down, I promise. Enjoy your time in France, sweetie.
Although Dad said things were getting better, I couldn't stop worrying about him.
Oh, come on, girl. You're in one of the world's most beautiful cities. Ditch the blues. I've got something even better for you.
Theo then took me to a stadium. And oh my gosh, a bunch of hot guys were standing there. Angels fallen from heaven?
Oh, that's my soccer team. They said it'd be great if I could bring you today.
I bet my face turned red as they turned around and waved at me. And they're going to do the French greeting thing, right? A guy sitting far away caught my attention. Is he on Theo's team?
Oh, that's Raphael, my best friend. But he's kind of cold to girls. No biggie, just ignore him. Hey, Raphael! Time to hit the field!
But when he turned around, I was breathless. Is that him? The guy from the flight!
June, what's up?
I stuttered, unable to explain this coincidence. But he just walked past me as if he didn't know me. Hello? While everyone was playing, all I could think about was Raphael. Cold? He didn't seem like that day. I later found out Raphael was the only son of an oil tycoon.
He's born to inherit a fortune of millions.
An oil company, huh? Snap out of it! He really doesn't remember me? The next morning, Theo was supposed to take me to the Louvre, but didn't show up.
Sorry, June. I forgot I have to attend Fashion Week. I've got a surprise for you to make it up. Have fun!
Ugh, so annoying, standing me up like that.
Hello?
I turned around and there was Raphael. Theo's surprise?
Theo asked me to come here and babysit you.
So it's really him. That annoying attitude. Why did you ignore me yesterday? I thought I saw your twin or something. Theo said you're cold to all girls. Why are you...
Well, maybe because you're more annoying than them?
You...
Shh, keep quiet or you'll get kicked out.
I got lost admiring the art, all masterpieces. Then my eyes accidentally met Raphael's. He looked so gentle, unlike before. Huh? The kid cried louder when Raphael questioned him. Lost his parents, maybe?
June, watch the kid here. I'll find a guard.
I just nodded. He was so caring, totally different from his earlier attitude. Don't cry, little one. We'll find your parents, okay?
Oh mon fils, elle a l'intention de l'enlever. Où sont les agents de sécurité?
Uh-oh. Her attitude made me think a misunderstanding was brewing. I don't speak French. Suddenly, she grabbed my hand and shouted,
Police! Police!
handing me over to the cops, but I didn't do anything wrong.
Laissez-la partie.
I ran and hid behind Raphael. What's happening?
Don't worry, I'm here.
Raphael held my hand and approached them. The woman's expression relaxed. Then she looked startled. Finally, she apologized and handed us 2 tickets.
She gave us tickets to Disneyland Paris as a thank you.
God, lucky it wasn't a major misunderstanding. We spent almost a day at Disneyland Paris until we were famished. Raphael then took me to a fancy restaurant where I enjoyed all the delicacies, except for escargot. That's going to take some time. Aren't you fond of kids? Why didn't you give up your seat to that little boy on the plane?
Probably because I wanted to sit next to you.
My face turned bright red. So, what does that mean? Could it be... Look at them! What an adorable couple! A couple? So annoying! Suddenly, my phone rang. It was a call from Dad. Today was so much fun.
Honey, the lawsuit's getting out of control and things are going downhill. Worst case, I might have to go to jail.
His words struck me like lightning. Just yesterday, Dad said things were looking up.
What's wrong? Maybe I can help?
I told Raphael everything, but when I mentioned my dad's name, his expression changed.
Your dad's lawsuit. It's tied to my family's company.
Everything felt so eerily coincidental. Was fate messing with me? I left Raphael there and returned home alone. I thought he was someone I could trust aside from my dad. I need to go back to the US. Dad must need me right now.
What's up, kiddo? Didn't have fun out there?
I shook my head, just too drained to speak.
Raphael came looking for you.
I was about to shut the door, but he was quicker.
June, I think we need to have a clear talk. You're planning to go back to the US now?
Yes, When everyone's turning their backs on my dad, I need to be by his side.
If you believe your dad's innocent, I'll help you uncover the truth.
Then I found out my dad had been hiding a lot from me to spare me worry. He got embroiled in a bribery scandal to cover up an oil company secretly dumping waste into the sea where he was researching. That company belonged to Raphael's family in the US.
That's why I had to go to the US to sort out the company's mess. And that's how we met on that flight. My family's company didn't do those illegal things, but your dad believes we're behind everything and framed him.
So there must be a misunderstanding on both sides.
Yes. I'll go back to the US with you. We'll clear this up together.
We sat together on the flight back to the US, much like our previous one. But now our relationship had changed. We reviewed all documents, hoping to find a third party's involvement.
The best way to clear things up is with evidence.
We set up a small tent on a cliff, just waiting to catch the real culprit. As the night got colder, I tried not to shiver. I didn't want him to know I was uncomfortable. He'd make me go back. But I couldn't help it when he asked.
Are you cold?
No, not really. I forced a smile, my teeth chattering. Raphael took off his jacket and draped it over me. He looked into my eyes and for a moment, it felt like a starry sky. He leaned in to kiss me, closer and closer. The sound of a truck engine startled us. Could it be? We jumped up and saw a fuel truck parked near the port.
It's them!
Raphael and I rushed out, quickly pulling the driver out. As we suspected, an oil company wanting to compete in the area with Raphael's family had used my dad for their illegal activities. What a despicable lot. The truth was finally brought to light. At last, we resolved everything. I could be with my dad again. After the stressful ordeal, Dad and I went to France, ready for a long vacation. As Dad fumbled with his greetings to my aunt, I sneaked off to meet Raphael. He took me up to the top of the Eiffel Tower, where we could view the entire beauty of Paris. You know, I've watched so many movies about couples and wish that...
June? Will you be my girlfriend?
I looked at him, surprised and happy, and nodded gently.
When I was sitting on the bus, I suddenly saw a girl yelling madly at an old man.
Get out! This is my seat!
She shouted while grabbing the old man's backpack and threw it on the floor. He was so confused that he couldn't utter a word, and I angrily rushed over to stop her.
Stop it! You're being rude!
So what? Why should I be nice to a man? We furiously shouted at each other, and in the end, the driver chased both of our noisy butts out of the bus. What a day! Hi, I'm Calliope. After my mom got a promotion, she moved the whole family to Nevada. To me, it was truly a disaster. A lot of trouble has come knocking on my door ever since we moved to this new place, especially in the form of Jane, the girl who bullied that old man on the bus. Not only did she look like a punk, Jane was also known to be unapproachable and violent. She acted harsh towards everyone, but especially towards boys. That's why everyone in school called her Femina Jane, a wordplay for feminazi. Because of the bus incident, I was late on my first day of school. After being lectured by the principal, I was taken to the biology class, but can you believe it? My seat was next to Femina Jane. She looked at me with hatred and turned away. How rude. I silently prayed that class would be over quickly. But then, at the end of the class, the teacher suddenly asked us to form groups of 2 to do an assignment together. After everyone had found their partner, only Jane and I were left. She annoyedly asked the teacher to change groups, but the teacher refused her. That won't do, Jane. If you want to pass, learn to work as a team, okay? Class dismissed! Like hell, I want to be the same group as her. But hey, I didn't want to fail this class either, so I tried to silence my ego and talk to her. Finally, after a lot of convincing and sweet talking, she reluctantly agreed. At the end of class the next day, we met at a cafe near the school to finish our homework together. When I was sitting in line to order, a guy suddenly bumped into me. The coffee cup in his hand thus spilled onto my clothes.
Idiot! Don't you have eyes? Buy me a new cup!
Don't be unreasonable, you bumped into me! The guy got angry and pushed me towards the wall. When I was still shocked, Jane aggressively grabbed his arm, then bent it backward.
Jerk! Are you going to hit a girl?
Unable to fight back, the rude guy apologized and quickly left. Everyone in the cafe who witnessed the scene clapped for Jane. Turns out she wasn't as bad as I thought. Once, when I just got to school, I saw a crowd gathered in front of the basketball court. Out of curiosity, I went there to have a look. What caught my eye was the sight of Jane holding a loudspeaker and a protest board. She kept calling for equal rights for the girls. I hissed, "Jane, what are you doing? Don't you see? I'm fighting against those toxic men." She told me that after the basketball team had won the tournament, they used their status to pressure the principal into converting the girls' restroom into theirs. Meanwhile, the girls were already so many that they always had to wait in line to use the restroom. Jane shouted angrily, "Men are horrible. We cannot submit to them." I stood thoughtfully. She was right. It was unreasonable of them to do that. Suddenly, a few members of the basketball team came over. They mocked Jane and broke her protest board. Seeing that, I immediately stood up for Jane. She was quite surprised, but then she smiled at me. After that incident, Jane and I gradually became closer. She told me many stories about our school. To her, all the boys were evil, especially the members of the basketball team. They were always favored and tended to step on everyone. After hearing that, I started to sympathize with Jane's actions, although I still believed it was too extreme. One day, after learning that the school had agreed to the basketball team's request, Jane had lost it. At lunchtime, she rushed to question the basketball team, but of course, what she received was only mockery. Furious, she forcefully pulled one of the boys' hair as I panicked and tried to stop her. However, I was pushed violently to the back and was about to fall, but luckily, Dwayne, the basketball team captain, caught me in time.
Are you okay?
My cheeks flushed when his face came close to mine. However, that sweet moment quickly ended when we were all taken to the principal's office. Jane and I were sentenced to community service after school for starting the fight. Unexpectedly, during the afternoon, Duran came to me.
Hey, Calliope. I think I need to explain to you about the restroom thing.
What do you mean? He said that because his team's restroom was severely degraded and the school didn't have the funds to repair it yet, the girls had agreed to let them use one of theirs for a while since nobody really used it. The team didn't demand to take it or anything. Really? But the story Jane told me was completely different.
Honestly, we tried to explain to her so many times, but she refused to listen. We're not as bad as she makes us out to be.
At that moment, Jane appeared and angrily chased Dwayne away. She got mad at me and told me never to trust those guys. Another time, Dwayne asked to meet me at a cafe after school. Unlike Jane's description, he was funny and kind. But then, while we were chatting, suddenly the fire alarm went off, causing everyone to flee in panic. However, it was just a childish prank, but still, my meeting with Dwayne had to end shortly because of that. When I got home, I panicked to find Jane waiting at the door. You went out with Dwayne? Didn't I warn you that those boys are evil? Wait, how do you know Dwayne and I met today? Don't tell me you're the one who turned the fire alarm on at the cafe? Yep, and it won't stop there. You guys will pay the price for betraying me. Although I tried to explain, Jane refused to listen and immediately left. In the following days, she stopped going to school. It gave me a bad feeling. I told Dwayne everything, and he suggested that we should find Jane to explain to her. So when school was over, we went to Jane's house, but only her mom was at home. Oh, nice to meet you. Jane has not had a friend visiting for a long time, especially after what happened. May I ask what it was? She sighed and invited us inside. She told us the story. A few years ago, during a game of 7 Minutes of Heaven, a boy wanted to kiss Jane, but she outright refused. Humiliated, that boy spread false and nasty rumors about Jane, causing her to be bullied and isolated by her friends. From then on, she was traumatized and always distrusted men. Before saying goodbye to Jane's mom, we happened to see the stage design for the upcoming basketball team's award ceremony in their living room. That gave me another bad feeling. Immediately, I understood what Jane was planning and went back to school to find her. Indeed, I saw her there. She seemed to be doing something with the chandelier. Jane, stop it! I know you've been hurt and betrayed, but it's not right to get revenge on innocent people. You don't understand. Every boy is evil. I will ruin their lives the same way mine is. At that moment, the chandelier suddenly fell down. I was so scared that I could only scream. Be careful! Quickly, Dwayne rushed to push her to safety, but unfortunately, he injured his leg and shouted out in pain. Jane, help me take Dwayne to the infirmary! She was stunned, but then hurried to follow my words. Very soon, we brought Dwayne to the infirmary. While waiting, Jane was so worried that she burst into tears. Jane, are you okay? I'm sorry. I only wanted to humiliate them. I didn't intend to physically hurt anyone. It's okay, everything's gonna be alright. I tried to comfort my poor friend. Fortunately, Joanne's injuries were not too bad. After he was carefully bandaged, we all returned home. After that incident, Jane came to thank Joanne and apologized for all the troubles she caused. With the selfless thing that Joanne did, she understood that there were still many good guys existing. Now, the three of us have become good friends. One late evening, I secretly returned home after many years of studying abroad and sneaked up to my parents' home. When I was about to give them a surprise gift, all of a sudden, I noticed a stranger who was silently standing behind me. Terrified, I screamed loudly, but that stranger screamed even louder and started hitting me with a pillow. Thief! A thief! What? Stop hitting me! Ernesta, why did you come back? I ran to help my parents and burst into tears. Never have I seen a thief hit a homeowner and scream like the owner was the thief. Hi, I'm Ernesta, 17 years old. I'm an American exchange student in France. One day, I decided to surprise my family by returning home for winter vacation without telling them. However, I was the one who got surprised instead when a stranger appeared in my house. It was Molly, my mom's best friend's daughter. It turned out that during my studies in France, Molly had moved in with my family because she had no relatives to depend on. Her mom passed away early, and her dad had abandoned his own daughter to build a new family. It was devastating to hear and too sudden to me, but I decided to respect my mom's wish for her to stay. Since our house only had 2 bedrooms, I had no choice but to share my bed with Molly. That night, when I was sleeping soundly, she suddenly kicked me to the ground. Ouch! When I tried to get back to bed, she had taken my pillow to help. Oh, jeez. With Molly taking up all of my space, I had to move to the living room, but still, I couldn't get a wink of sleep because of the cold. The next morning, while I was begging my parents to buy an extra bed, Molly turned pale and apologized to me profusely. I'm so sorry. If I bother you, I'll move out quickly. Then she started sobbing and ran away. Mom touched me and said, "That child has been through a lot of pain, honey. Please be nice to her." Feeling bad about what I did, I immediately ran after Molly to comfort her. But to my surprise, she pushed me away harshly. Why don't you just stay in France forever? What? If you hadn't come back, I wouldn't have shared a room with an idiot. What a jerk! She was staying in my room, and yet she dared to insult me? I must definitely tell my parents about her ugly personality. But she boldly challenged me. Do it. They won't believe you, especially when I'm better than you in everything. And indeed, she had an excellent academic record and always flaunted it whenever my parents complained about my studies. Not only that, whenever there was housework, she always volunteered to do it before my mom even asked. To annoy me, she freely used my things without my permission. But because she played such a perfect goody two-shoes, every time I complained about her, Mom and Dad would think that I was overreacting and jealous of Molly. Just like that, she and I became each other's eyesore. Once, when I was climbing up to decorate the Christmas tree in front of the gate, I accidentally tripped and fell. Luckily, a guy caught me in time.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Wow, he was so easy on the eyes and also extremely gentle.
I'm Oliver. You must be Mrs. Winston's daughter?
It turned out that Oliver was my new neighbor who just moved in 3 months ago. I was about to introduce myself when Molly quickly skated towards us and slammed onto Oliver. Oh, thank you for catching me. Then she winked at him. Ew, what a primitive way to flirt. Oliver shyly bid us goodbye, and I was waving back at him when out of the blue, Molly pushed me on the shoulder. Stay away from Oliver. An idiot like you is not for him. It was clear as day that she liked Oliver, and after the horror she had been putting me through the past week, it was high time for me to give her a taste of her own medicine. He looks cute. I bet I can make him mine. I pleasantly walked away, leaving a fuming Molly behind. Immediately, I started my plan to conquer Oliver's heart. First, I observed him carefully. At 6 a.m. every day, he would jog while walking the dog. One morning, I woke up earlier than Molly, hurriedly getting my running shoes ready and waited for Oliver. As expected, he jogged by my house.
Hi, Ernesta. I didn't know you like jogging too.
I love jogging, especially with a hottie like you. He blushed heavily. So cute. We talked along the way, and I realized we both had a lot in common. He was also charming and hilarious. Suddenly, someone tripped me and made me fall face down. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to. Molly appeared with a face red with anger and a pair of slippers. For those wondering, before I went with Oliver, I glued her running shoes so that she couldn't join us in our morning exercise. From being irritated, Molly immediately switched to a puppy face when she turned to the boy next door. Oliver, can you teach me to skate? Without letting him answer, she quickly pulled him towards her and even shoved his dog into my hands. Suddenly, the dog lost control and it dragged me to a muddy place. Stop! Help me! Before I knew it, I was falling on the filthy mud. Oliver quickly let go of Molly's hand and ran to catch me. Luckily, he grabbed my hand in time and strongly pulled me into his body, making my heart skip a beat. Molly, on the other hand, wasn't as lucky. After Oliver let her go, she skated uncontrollably towards a fountain and fell straight into it.
Are you okay? You twisted your ankle.
With that, the handsome boy put me on his shoulders and took me home, while Molly stayed there shouting angrily, "I won't forgive you!" That night, I wanted to make a Christmas log cake for my mom, so I diligently prepared it for an hour. When placing the cake in the oven, I heard the bell ring. After I opened the door and saw no one, I went outside to check, but suddenly, Molly appeared behind me. Idiot. Huh? She slammed the door shut, then went into the kitchen. Oh my god. I saw her keep turning the oven up to the point of setting it on fire. I quickly climbed in a nearby window, trying to put out the fire with an extinguisher. But even when I was fast, a corner of the kitchen was still burned down. Molly smirked smugly. Let's see if your parents can still forgive you after this. At that moment, my mom appeared. She saw that monstrous scene and rushed to me. I thought she was gonna yell at me, but instead, she held my hand softly. Honey, are you okay? Are you injured? I burst into tears and fell into her embrace. Seeing that, Molly just bit her lip and went upstairs. The next morning, we found a letter lying on the table. It was a letter from Molly. She confessed that she was jealous because I was born into a happy and loving family, something she had never had. She wished my parents would really see her as their daughter, but from the moment I returned, she had finally understood her place. Not only jealous, she was also bitter, so she decided to take revenge by taking my mom's most expensive jewelry. It suddenly dawned on me how pitiful a child she was. I decided I must bring her home. As I was walking down the snow-covered road, Oliver drove past me.
Where are you going?
I told him the story and his eyes widened.
I think I know where she is. Yesterday she invited me to go to a Christmas party.
Feeling relieved, I immediately asked him to take me there. When we arrived, I was shocked to see Molly dancing wildly and partying like there was no tomorrow. On her neck was my mom's necklace. As I walked closer, she spotted me and grabbed an empty bottle to defend herself. Calm down, Molly. I don't mean to hurt you. You come here just for this necklace, right? No, I come here for you. My parents adore you. Can't you see that? And no matter how annoying you are, I've already seen you as my family. Molly hesitated at what I said as tears started to flow from her eyes. Suddenly, she tripped and fell towards the pool. Both me and Oliver rushed to pull her back, but we couldn't make it in time. At that exact moment, fortunately, my parents appeared and quickly hugged Molly, saving her from falling into the freezing pool. Are you okay? Molly burst into tears and kept saying sorry. We quickly brought her home and all agreed to forgive what she did. Finally, after a series of dramas, Christmas came and my whole family was there to celebrate it. My parents officially adopted Molly, and from then on, she's become much nicer and kinder, and our affection for her grew fondly. As for Oliver, we become serious with each other, and his hugs kept me warm in the midst of those cold winter days.
On a dark road that was quiet just a few minutes ago, I was sprinting to escape the police chase.
Miss, please come to the station. You are disturbing public order.
I'm sorry! Behind me was another crowd of people holding up cameras and trying to flash as many pictures of me as possible.
Don't you recognize her? She's the famous Ariana Grande.
Ariana! Your album Eternal Sunshine made history!
Can I get a photo or an autograph? I'm a huge fan of Wicked!
I was trying to cover my face and slip away from the crowd. Sorry, I can't stop for selfies right now. Just to clarify, I wasn't being rude to my fans or resisting the police. It's because I'm not Ariana. Actually, my name is Florence, and this is the real me. I love black, enjoy quietness, and like being alone. I've been following the Gothic style for over 5 years, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Except many classmates at school call me a weirdo. Whatever, I didn't want to be friends with them anyway. When I was 16, I befriended Sabrina, a chatty, aspiring goth girl. At the same time, I developed my first crush on an upperclassman, Ian. He was funny, friendly, and incredibly handsome. Obviously, I wasn't the only one who liked him. Half the girls in school were head over heels for Ian whenever he passed by. Looks like someone's in love. No way! Stop teasing me! Yeah, right. Even if it's a joke, it's a pathetic one. Look at yourself. I turned around and saw Olivia standing there, the arrogant queen bee who had been publicly rejected by Ian. So Olivia made it her mission to bring down any girl who showed interest in Ian, especially me, because I was different. Ian would never like a weirdo like you. Darkness, mystery, fear. Gives me the creeps. Boo! Don't you have anything better to do? Get lost! Disperse! Olivia glared at Sabrina and then strutted away. She was only good at bringing others down to make herself the center of attention. But if someone stood up to her, she'd scurry away like a scared puppy. I was lucky to have Sabrina as a friend. As for Ian, well, I just keep my feelings to myself. One evening, Sabrina and I had a sleepover. She wanted to see the clothes I had collected. Just as she came back into the room with a bare face, Sabrina shrieked, making me cover her mouth. It's almost midnight, you idiot! Hey, you look like someone I know. Let's check. She shoved her phone in my face, and the TikTok filter scrolled through various idol faces before stopping at Ariana Grande. Oh my gosh, no wonder you look familiar! AI even recognizes you like Ariana! Kinda, but so what? It means you can have some fun! Try hitting a C6 like her! Yeah! Okay, you just stay quiet like usual. Sabrina kept slapping my back while laughing hysterically. She told me to sit still and not question anything. From makeup to hair to clothes, I looked in the mirror and was shocked. It was like Ariana Grande was in my house. Sabrina pulled out her phone and started taking pictures. Although I wasn't used to this feminine style, I tried to pose according to her instructions. Awesome! Post this online and everyone will believe it! What should the caption be? Met Ariana in real life? We laughed at our innocent joke back then, not knowing that photo would trigger the worst nightmare of my life. At 3 a.m., Sabrina woke me up with a roof-piercing scream. She couldn't speak, holding her phone shakily towards me. Unbelievable! The photo we posted a few hours ago had an insane amount of interactions, likes, and comments that couldn't be counted. Sabrina and I read through thousands of comments on our photo. Some people were skeptical, but most expressed admiration for meeting the real Ariana. Sabrina took the opportunity to boast to her classmates, claiming she was close friends with the celebrity, had dinner with her, and even slept over at her house. I just covered my mouth laughing at her silly lies. What? I really did sleep over with Ari! If you keep that makeup on while sleeping! Among the thousands of comments, I noticed one from Ian, the guy I liked at school.
My first crush. I wish I could meet you once.
The comment sparked a crazy idea, and I actually went through with it. That evening, I disguised myself as Ariana again and wandered around Ian's house. Taking a deep breath, I knocked on the door. Ian opened it, his eyes widening, and he stuttered,
Ariana? At my house?
I tried to keep my voice calm and flashed a sweet smile. Hi, I know this sounds crazy, but I had a gig nearby and my car broke down. Can I stay here until my driver comes? Ian was still in a daze from this surreal moment, nodding unconsciously.
Sure. Wow, this is unbelievable.
I walked into the house and sat on the sofa, nervous about being in such close quarters with my crush. When I reached for a glass of water, I accidentally spilled it on the table. For a moment, our hands touched, and I couldn't hide my blush under the thick makeup. Ian, meanwhile, was ecstatic.
I'll never wash this hand again!
I laughed at Ian's cuteness. We ended up talking happily for hours. From that day on, I was Florence by day, the odd girl nobody knew. At night, I became Ariana, and Sabrina dragged me to all kinds of parties. I got used to the noise and chaos of those lively parties with people surrounding me, showering me with compliments and VIP treatment. Sabrina, too, basked in the reflected glory, swinging a mocktail. See, isn't it amazing to be loved by everyone? I saw my reflection in the shiny glass. The face I used to know was gone. But was I truly happy? Suddenly, a hand grabbed my arm. I panicked when I realized it was Olivia. I swallowed hard, thinking I was busted. Can I get a selfie with you? Phew, I overthought it. Living in constant fear is aging me. But before I could respond, Sabrina stepped in. Back off, Olivia. I think you shouldn't be here. What's your problem? It's just a selfie. Sabrina, angry, shoved Olivia to the ground. My problem is you. You've bullied Florence enough. Stay away from her. Olivia's eyes widened in shock, and the crowd whispered. My heart pounded, knowing things were spiraling out of control. Sabrina seemed to realize her mistake. I mean, you've bullied Florence at school, and don't think you could do the same to other people here. Judgmental eyes turned to Olivia, forcing her to leave angrily. But later, I saw the queen bee sitting quietly in a corner. That image reminded me of myself. Just one selfie, right? Olivia wiped her tears as she looked up at me. I never thought the always confident girl could be so vulnerable. I just want to be famous, to be the center of attention like you. Sometimes being nobody is interesting too. Less pressure, fewer expectations, like that girl Florence, the one that Sabrina mentioned. And putting others down to lift yourself up, that only creates more pain. It doesn't make you better. I walked away, leaving Olivia there. I felt a sense of triumph knowing I taught her a lesson. But the conversation also made me think. I could shine in my own way, so why was I pretending to be someone else to get attention? Even though this disguise let me get close to Ian, what was the point? I decided to stop everything and go back to being Florence. I would have more time for myself and for Ian too, but Sabrina stopped me. Please, I really need you at the party to get close to the guy I like, please! Unable to resist Sabrina's pleading, I agreed. This would be the last time. That night, I planned to take a taxi to Sabrina's party, but no taxis were available. Desperate, I had to walk to the meeting point dressed as Ariana. I hoped no one would recognize me. On the way, I noticed a guy in a hooded sweatshirt following me. I turned right, he turned right. I slowed down, he slowed down. I mustered up the courage, turned around, and yelled at him. Why are you following me? If you want something, just do it! Surprisingly, he just threw a poster at me. I picked it up and saw it was an Ariana poster covered in red ink. He reached into his hoodie pocket and started to pull something out. Ah! Oh my gosh, Ariana, is that you? People started gathering and the guy ran off. But now I had another crowd to deal with. Sorry, I can't stop for selfies right now. The chase down the street attracted the police. Today was truly awful. I had to run as fast as I could to escape them. Trying to catch my breath, I realized I was late for Sabrina's party. I couldn't reach her and she was probably really mad at me. The next morning at school, I intended to find Sabrina and apologize. But as soon as she saw me, she turned and stormed off angrily. I had to follow her into the bathroom. I told everyone Ariana would show up, and then you made me look like a fool! Now I look like a liar! I'm sorry, but pretending to be her makes me miserable! If you go back to being Florence, you'll just be an ugly black swan and no one will want to be near you! Her words cut deep. I angrily threw a shoe at Sabrina. What are you mad about? Without pretending to be Ariana, Ian wouldn't even look at you! Sabrina stormed off, kicking my shoe far away. While I was still fuming, one of the bathroom stalls opened and Olivia walked out, calmly washed her hands, and left. She walked past me as if I were invisible, but the truth was, Olivia had heard everything. What happened next was a disaster. Rumors spread around school that I was the one impersonating Ariana and causing chaos all this time. I was surrounded by an angry mob who even threatened to call the police and have me arrested. I saw Ian looking at me from afar, his eyes full of disappointment and disdain. I lost everything. My locker was filled with stink bombs, trash, and threatening letters. My bike was spray painted and turned into a pile of junk. I looked worse off than when I started. Need a ride? Olivia approached me in her car. I was surprised she even talked to me. I expected her to be gloating and continue bullying me. Don't look at me like that. I had nothing to do with this. I'm here to clear things up. Olivia then drove me home. What? You're saying Sabrina spread those rumors? Yep, your best friend did it right after she left the bathroom. The betrayal by my best friend left me numb. My mind couldn't process anything else. But why are you being nice to me? Because you were right. Our conversation the other day with Ariana, I mean you, made me rethink. Bringing others down doesn't make me better. And trust me, Sabrina doesn't feel good about doing this to you either. That night when I got home, I went live with my true self. I apologized to everyone for what had happened. It was a mistake of youthful foolishness. While some people were still angry, many others said I looked beautiful in my own style and didn't need to be a copy of anyone else. Among the viewers, I saw a familiar username, Ian. He stayed and watched my entire live stream. Sabrina and I didn't talk anymore. She became a shadow that no one wanted to befriend. Even though she caused all this, I didn't hold a grudge against her. Olivia stopped being arrogant at school and started being kind to everyone. I avoided Ian everywhere. I felt like I didn't have the courage to apologize to him directly. Losing my first love was probably the biggest price I paid for my mistake. Hey folks, it's Naomi here, and I'm the youngest ninja in the world. Please like and subscribe to MDA to follow my story. Ever since I was little, I've been this super active kid with like ninja fast reflexes. You think messing with people is funny, huh? Just as they burst into laughter, thinking they'd totally gotten under my skin, I snapped that rubber band right back. smacking Eddie, the ringleader, square on the forehead. Do I look like an easy target to you, huh? My folks, bless them, they love me. But they never approved of my love for acrobatics, archery blindfolded, or parkour.
No means no.
Why don't you play with dolls instead? Look, here's a cute Barbie. I'd nod and pretend to agree just to keep them happy. But the moment they left, I ditched the dolls. Things were fine, but then I turned 18 and everything changed. My parents were away on a business trip when suddenly a news flash about a missing persons case hit the TV. It was like a thunderbolt out of nowhere. My world shattered. Before I could even process that, another shock came. The search teams kept looking, and I ended up being sent to live with my grandmother, a woman I'd never heard of nor met, and didn't even have a picture of. Why though?
Miss, I'm afraid you'll have to walk the rest from here.
I looked out to see a steep hill. Was my grandma's house really on top of that hill? My soul nearly left my body at the thought of dragging myself up there. Reaching the top, I was practically out of breath. Contrary to my expectations, there was this cute little house surrounded by fruit trees and flowers. A truly beautiful and peaceful scene. As I passed an apple tree, I caught an apple before it hit the ground. Wow, lucky me! I looked around, feeling the ground underfoot seemed off. It was soft and… yikes! Shoot, there was a huge pitfall underneath. How in the world was there a trap here? It took me a while, but I managed to climb out. Man, things are getting interesting. I also got curious about the house's owner. I approached the house carefully, making it to the doorstep without triggering any more traps. Finally, I could breathe a sigh of relief. Grandma? Suddenly, a dart whizzed past my face. All I could do was jump back. Holy cow, what's going on with this house? Now, I was really mad. I had to clear this up with the owner, even if she was my grandma. Absolutely nuts. But when I spotted a petite figure at the back of the house, my anger subsided a bit. That woman, was she my grandma? You're here. I just couldn't raise my voice at her. It was like she had some kind of power that kept me silent. I helped her water the vegetables and take care of the garden. Turns out my grandma led a tranquil life here, undisturbed. But why had my parents never mentioned her to me? I've heard about your parents. Yes, I hope the rescue team finds them soon. They'll be all right, don't worry. And that was one of the few conversations I had with my grandma. Whenever I tried to start a chat, she'd either ignore me or walk away. I guess she wasn't used to having granddaughter around. From that day on, I got used to the simple life. It was tough at first, but eventually everything was fine. I kept waiting for news about my parents. All I had to do was stay calm. My grandma spent most of her time tending to the plants in the garden, or she'd mysteriously disappear. One day, while carrying water back home, I noticed the bushes rustling unusually. Could be a wild animal. I tiptoed closer and discovered a guy, weirdly enough, just snoozing there. How bizarre, right? So there I was, super curious about the dude under that hat. I tried sneaking closer when, bam! He grabbed me.
Curiosity isn't always a good thing, Missy.
Super embarrassed, I was about to make a run for it when, holy guacamole, I tripped and fell right into him. His hat fell off and, wow, he was like unfairly handsome.
Can you get up, please?
Totally sorry for disturbing your nap.
No worries. It's about time I got going anyway. I have to meet an acquaintance up at the house on the hill.
That's where I live.
Oh, I've heard your grandma talk about her granddaughter. First time meeting you. I'm kinda jealous. You're Naomi, right? I'm Kenji.
Jealous of me? Why would he say that? We walked back to the house together. My grandma was even happier to see him than when she reunited with me after years. Like, hello? You've grown so tall, Kenji. It's been a long time since you went to America.
A lot has happened, Grandma. I'm back in Japan for good.
Then they went off behind the house and wouldn't let me follow. Whatever, who needs them? Kenji said his goodbyes and left before sunset rolled down the hills. Both of them, they had some secrets, and I was determined to find out. That night, I woke up around midnight and found that Grandma wasn't in her room. The sound of bamboo leaves rustling as the night wind blew through them echoed in. I listened closely, sure that there was something moving out there. I took a chance and stepped outside, shivering in the cold. Moonlight filtered through the dense trees, casting faint patches of light on the grass. I felt an eerie pull toward the bamboo forest. The weird sounds got closer and my heart raced with curiosity. And there, under the full moon, was a scene that floored me. A ninja practicing with a katana, her movements sharp and graceful. I was thrilled, like something inside me was awakening. And then, sensing my presence, she stopped mid-action, her gaze piercing through the darkness as she turned to face her granddaughter. Was that my grandma? Just then, a hand clamped over my mouth from behind.
Told ya, curiosity isn't good, Missy.
Kenji, what are you doing here? That's when I realized he was dressed like a ninja. Super cool! Bring her here. Kenji, following Grandma's orders, led me over. I was still in shock. Granny, why haven't you been in my life all these years? Why have you and my parents kept this a secret? Just because you're a ninja? When you're a true ninja, you'll understand our feelings. I want to be a ninja like Kenji. Why won't you teach me? It's too dangerous, Naomi. I'm not scared. I'll prove it to you. Being a ninja isn't about proving yourself to others. It's about finding strength and courage to face the challenges ahead, to overcome your doubts and fears. I will learn, and one day I will understand. I screamed with all my might, a fire of belief burning inside me. Kenji suddenly grabbed my hand.
I believe in you. I'll help you.
From then on, every morning as the sun peeked out, I'd spring out of bed and start my strict training regime. Granny, I'm off! First task, hauling water up a steep hill. My body screamed with every step under the weight of the buckets, and I wouldn't let myself quit. That's insane! I gasped for air, drenched in sweat as I struggled to keep up with Kenji.
Yeah, keep going, Naomi. You're doing great.
When I heaved the 10th bucket up the hill, breathless but undeterred, I knew I had conquered another hurdle on my path. After the grueling water carrying, it was time for meditation practice under a waterfall. Finally, something easy. Kenji gave me a mischievous look and said,
You sure about that?
What, just sitting still, right? Boy, was I wrong. The cold water pounding on my head nearly deafened me. It's harder than I thought!
Clear your mind, Naomi. Find your center.
With Kenji's guidance, I gradually found solace in the surrounding stillness, and as hours passed, I was filled with a profound sense of peace. It's been a few months since my parents disappeared in a shipwreck, and I'm still clinging to the hope of hearing from them every day. I miss Mom and Dad so much.
Naomi, want some tea?
Aw, she was just here. I've been out here for a while. Wow, your training's really paying off. So fast I didn't even notice. I could totally strut a bit getting a compliment like that from a seasoned ninja. So, you'll take me as your apprentice, right? I want to be a ninja. You've been a ninja since you were born, Naomi. You've inherited it from your grandfather. Whoa, no wonder I've got such wicked reflexes. My friends are always blown away. But why did my parents have to? Watch out! She rushes to me and we both tumble to the ground just as a dart thuds into a nearby tree. Granny, I thought you stopped setting traps to test me when I first got here. This time, that wasn't me. Stay inside until Kenji arrives. Do not follow me. Grandma then mysteriously dashed off into the bamboo forest. Curiosity and a burning urgency grip me. It's been 30 minutes and still no sign of her or Kenji. I can't stand it anymore. I bolt towards the bamboo forest. The scene I stumble upon is even more shocking than the night I found her practicing under the moonlight. Grandma is surrounded by 5 ninjas in full gear. She's exhausted. As they charge, I don't think twice. I leap in and kick one flying. Naomi, I told you to stay home. I am a true ninja. I couldn't just sit still. Let's talk later. I have so many questions for you. Using the skills I've learned, I quickly take down the rest of them. Is that all you got?
Yeah!
Another one attacks from behind just as I'm distracted, but he's swiftly taken down by Kenji's perfectly thrown darts. You're late!
Just wanted to see how you'd handle them.
Later, Grandma explains that they were losers from ninja battles generations ago. They couldn't accept their defeat and wanted to eliminate our family. That's why I didn't want you to learn about being a ninja. It's dangerous. And that's why you didn't let my parents tell me about you?
Seems like I can't stop the ninja blood in your veins, despite forcing your parents to keep you away from here. You're the finest descendant we've ever had.
We talk all the way home, but as we arrive, I see some local police outside. I weave through the crowd and see my parents sitting there. I run and hug them tightly. Mom, Dad, I've missed you so much. Where have you been?
The ship sank and we were stranded on a deserted island and... oh, here he is. He found us.
It was all their doing. They really wanted to wipe out the ninja lineage. But no need to worry anymore. You've become a remarkable descendant.
I look at Kenji nodding gratefully. I can't just rush to hug him. That'd be too quick. I have so much to tell you both. But first, I think you'd want to talk to someone else more. Granny.
As we all know, photosynthesis is a crucial biological process that occurs in plants.
Oh snap! It's starting to pour. Here we go again. Ah! I'm trying to catch my breath. Chill out. Damn. Bet they're all thinking, what the heck is her problem? Sorry for cutting in. We were talking about... what was it again? Haha. Come on. Stop looking at me like I just did something super weird. Just got a little startled, okay? Hey there. It's me, Rosa from LA. Been scared of thunder since that accident. Well, it's a long story. Like and subscribe MDA and come back to my story, okay? All I remember about that accident is waking up in the hospital feeling like I've been hit by a truck. Oh my dear Rosa, how are you feeling? Sweetie? The doctor says I've got this temporary amnesia thing going on. Everything before the accident is just a blank in my head. That person... I'm pretty sure she's my mom now. She didn't know much either. Mom said she got a call in the middle of the night about me being an emergency and she was freaking out. A few weeks later, I'm out of the hospital and back to school. Mom's been super supportive, trying to help me adjust, and everything's slowly getting back to normal. Except for one thing that's been torturing me. Thunderstorms. Mom says I was never scared of them before. Rosa, are you sure you're up for school today? Yeah, I'm good. Feeling a lot better. Guess this fear's got something to do with the accident. What exactly happened to me again? Surely my BFF at school, Mom said his name's Ronnie, would have some juicy info.
Excuse me, isn't this my seat?
Huh? Oh, this seat? So, where's mine then? I'm Rosa.
I know, Rosa. This class ain't got room for you.
Before I could even react, this jerk moves in and shoves me back. Oh no! Just as the vase is about to hit me, someone's arms are suddenly shielding me. Tall, glasses, and those sparkling blue eyes. I know his face, but can't place him. My head's pounding, making me dizzy. Vague memories flash through my mind like waves. A voice next to me. Stormy weather, blinding lights. I'm in pain all over. Then the person in front of me. Who is he?
Rosa? Rosa? Are you okay?
What? You're...
Ronnie! It's me, Ronnie! You're back, Rosa!
Ronnie, huh? What about the guy who caught the vase this morning? Who was he? And why is everyone in class giving me these looks? A million questions make my head spin even more. I decided to get the lowdown from Ronnie.
It was just a car accident. Some drunk driver hit you on your way home. Anyway, Rosa, what matters is you're back and healthy. That's all that counts.
But the guy who caught the vase this morning, who is he? He looked familiar.
Him? That's Flynn. Ridiculous how he tries to act all heroic. Listen, Rosa, Flynn's an oddball. Nobody at school likes him. Stay away from Flynn if you don't want to get dragged down. Got it? Rosa, this time I'll make sure to protect you.
Even though things still felt a bit off, Ronnie's sincerity made me feel more at ease. He took me to all our usual spots, sharing tons of fun stories about us. It's awesome having a close friend like him. But of course, Ronnie's warning couldn't stop me from obsessing over Flynn and wanting to uncover the truth. Something was off about him. I started shadowing Flynn at school. It's easy to see why folks think he's a weirdo. Dude barely hangs out anywhere but the classroom and lab. Seems like he's super into science. Alright, I've got my in with Flynn.
Hey, time to clean up the lab, miss. Oh, non-Newtonian fluid, right? It turns solid when you punch it hard?
Yeah, amazing, huh? Hi. We might have known each other before, but you know about the accident, right? Sorry if I don't remember you. Just wanted to say thanks for helping me with the vase thing the other morning.
No problem. I'm Flynn. Nice to talk to you again, really.
Just like that, Flynn and I became an inseparable duo against all odds. People got beef with us? Whatever. With Flynn, I could be myself. We geeked out on science experiments, and I even held my own against him. Flynn was smart and funny, always had the coolest science facts. Felt like we were two peas in a pod.
Hawaiian pizza or pepperoni? 1, 2, 3.
Pepperoni! With a ton of
Ketchup, obviously.
me hanging out with Flynn in the lab all the time got Ronnie heated. But I was cool with Flynn and didn't care much until I realized Ronnie's warning had come true. The bullying pranks on Flynn got way out of hand, affecting me too. Trash in our lockers, graffiti on our work, or even super glue in our bike locks. The climax was that incident in the cafeteria. Ah! It was so sudden. The panic didn't let me see it was just a prank.
Look at her pathetic face. I told you this would be hilarious.
I was so mad, my face was on fire. But before I could stand up, Flynn zoomed over and dropped the jerk with a knockout punch. First time, since I lost my memory, I saw Flynn that mad.
Not funny, jerk. Apologize to her now.
Or what, freak show?
And just like that, a huge brawl broke out in the lunchroom. Of course, Flynn got detention right after. Flynn, are you okay? Let me help with that wound. OMG! Maybe you need some ice?
I'm fine, Rosa. Thanks. If you're not busy, wanna grab ice cream later? I'm getting chocolate.
Mint. In that moment, I felt myself drowning in Flynn's ocean-like eyes. Oh no! I think I'm falling for him!
Hey, Rosa, snap out of it! Didn't I warn you to stay away from that weirdo? See the consequences now?
I don't care! They're just mean. Ronnie, don't you think it's wrong to follow the crowd in ostracizing Flynn like that?
He deserves it! He's bad news, Rosa! He staged that car accident of yours! Why? So he could hog all the glory in the science fair!
Ronnie's words hit me like arrows, aching in my brain. After checking out some online news about the science fair before the accident, I found a pic of myself in the prelims. Yep, I was really in that competition. As much as I wanted to believe Ronnie was full of it, I couldn't just act all normal around Flynn anymore.
Rosa, you...
Sorry, Flynn. Can we, not see each other for a bit?
Watch out! Let me... Got it. I'll wait for you.
God, I knew I hurt him, and I hated that. But I needed time to clearly remember everything that happened. One evening, I was at school late to finish up a science project, and my worst nightmare came back. Damn fear of thunder! Deep breaths, Rosa. It'll pass. Then a loud thunderclap made me startled, and I accidentally knocked over an alcohol lamp on the table. Oh no, trouble again! I could totally handle this, but not with a storm and lightning going on. Please pick up. Help me! I didn't want my mom to worry, so I tried calling Ronnie, but all I got was hopeless beeping. No other choice. There was only one person I could think of right then.
Rosa? What's up?
Help me! I'm at the school lab. The alcohol lamp spilled in.
Are you okay? Hang tight. I'm on my way. Just breathe deep and stay calm. Remember, you were never afraid of thunder before, Rosa.
Flynn started guiding me to grab the fire extinguisher near the entrance. His warm voice kinda helped drown out my fear. Come on, Rosa. You're not scared of thunder. You got this. I got up, walked over to the fire extinguisher, and managed to put out the fire before it spread. Done! I did it, Flynn! A headache like a hammer hit me right after.
Rosa? Rosa! Are you okay? Is everything alright?
I remembered everything. Ronnie was a liar. The night of the accident, it was also raining with thunder, and Flynn had called me like this. Our science project was sabotaged right before the final round, and he found out when he came back to school for his forgotten backpack.
Rosa, stay calm. I got this. Be careful. It's pouring out there.
I rushed to the school in the stormy night when I heard that project was our hard work for 4 months. Then, the moment I saw Ronnie sneaking out of the school gate was also when a car was coming fast. Everything was clear after I confronted Ronnie.
I've always liked you from the first day we met, Rosa. But you only had eyes for Flynn and your science experiments. I was so scared of losing you. Jealousy made me unable to control myself, and I tried to ruin your project. Rosa, can you forgive me?
Ronnie, you've always been a friend I truly valued, incomparable to anyone else. But if you really cared about how I felt, you wouldn't have done this. I forgive you, but things can never go back to how they were. Ronnie decided to transfer schools not long after. I believe he learned a valuable lesson from all this. We can only overcome our fears by believing in ourselves. As for me and Flynn, who I now remembered has been my crush for 2 years, well, things seem to be going pretty well. Oops! Sorry, the fear of thunder's gotten better, but sometimes I still get scared.
It's okay. I kinda like this better anyway.
Ugh, what's that smell? You getting that, Samantha?
Huh?
Oh, for real. You forget to shower or something? After my comment, the whole canteen burst into laughter. Samantha, that's too much! Oh snap, look who's clapping back. What about it? You straight up dumped that nasty bucket of water on me. Chill, girl. Don't make that face. You ain't an angel either. As everyone around continued to mock Kayla, she suddenly stood up, her fists clenched. No one will want to be your friend anymore, Kayla said, and bolted. Dear My Diary animated story, it's your girl Samantha. Most folks at school know me as the Queen Bee. Yep, you're hearing from the most hated girl in high school. Truth be told, I used to be super friendly and confident, until some stuff happened that changed me. A while back, I lived in a small happy fam with my parents. They got me everything I ever wanted. Gucci, Chanel, Prada, all the big brands. I hoped life would always be that easy. One day after school, I came home and overheard my parents having a super tense convo in the living room.
I never would have guessed. Maybe Samantha isn't even my real daughter.
Those words sent shivers down my spine. What the heck was going on? Dad was fuming while Mom sank into the sofa crying. That was the first time I heard them fight, but definitely not the last. From then on, they argued a lot. And well, inevitable happened. When I was 16, they split up on a rainy day. I stayed with Mom, but Dad ghosted me even when I tried to reach out. Mom started to drift too. Both of them hurt me big time. I felt like they didn't need me anymore. Sometime later, I switched to a new school. Heads up! Before I could react, I was soaked. Gross! Standing before me was this quirky girl with glasses. Oh no, my fish! I still gotta take you guys to biology. Wait, 1, 2, 3... Where's the 4th one? Right here. Oh, thank God. What the? Her sudden shout startled me. What's with this girl? Then she hastily tried to help me up. I took her hand. What's all the fuss here? Break it up, peeps. As she said that, the crowd parted. But the quirky girl let go of my hand and I fell again. The crowd lost it laughing. She just grabbed her bucket of fish and dashed. Weirdo. Check it out! Another girl swooped in and picked up my purse. Rude! Then another girl extended her hand. She looked posh, elegant, well-mannered, and smelled divine. With just one sentence, she could make everyone scatter. I'm Ruby. And I'm Olivia. And you are? Samantha, the new girl. Your bag is dope. It's legit, right? Duh, Olivia. Obviously it's not a knockoff. Dumbo. Right. Friends? Oh, cool. Catch you at the canteen tomorrow at lunch. Dress to impress. I nodded, smiling at them. Those girls were super polite. Nothing like that awkward girl earlier. Being with them would definitely help me feel less lonely. True to their word, I wore a pink dress to the canteen the next day. Change your top, Olivia! Samantha's Chanel outfit is outshining your random pink dress. I saw Olivia run off quickly. Why do we have to wear different colors? Because it makes us stand out. Trust me, everyone will notice you way more. Then Olivia hurried back, wearing a green crop top. Your top's clearly shorter than mine. Don't try too hard, Olivia. Yet Olivia responded with a bright smile. That's just how she is. I'm used to it. You'll get there too. Let's roll, girls. Wait till you see. True to Ruby's words, loads of peeps started noticing me. For the first time, I felt like the center of attention.
Whoa, who's this beauty? New member? You're shining, girl.
Thanks. Did you just say thank you? I died laughing. We have a lot of work to do with you. So innocent. Huffy, we don't say thank you. We say period. After that, I got super tight with Ruby and Olivia. We'd hit up the mall every weekend, and I'd even let them borrow my designer bags and dresses. So I want to know about this Kayla girl. That weird chick? Why? Ugh, I can't with her pity me eyes. Trust me, she's no good. She totally might have spilled that fish water on you on purpose. So Kayla's bad news. Better steer clear. But like, why bring her up? You want to be BFFs with her or something? No, hell no. Good, she's not our vibe. One day after shopping, I bumped into Kayla. Oh look, it's Kayla, your new bestie, right? No, of course not. For a sec, I thought, you better prove it then. I glanced around and saw a garbage truck approaching. I went over to a trash can and shouted to get Kayla's attention. OMG, poor little kitty! Kayla hurried over. What happened? Save it! I think it's abandoned! So sad! Let me see. Right there! Deeper! Can you see? Deeper! Oh no! Kayla leaned in so far that she fell into the bin. I quickly shut the lid and signaled the garbage truck. Ruby and Olivia watched from afar, obviously thrilled. The truck lifted the bin with Kayla inside, and as it drove away, I heard her scream, Samantha! You're so out of line! That was epic. No one will want to be your friend anymore, Kayla said, and bolted. Like anyone wants to be friends with her anyway. Hanging with Olivia and Ruby, my party game got stronger. My BF's hosting a party tonight. Ready to turn up? Let's rock the world, girl! Yay! Party time! At the party, Ruby and her BF came over. But shocker, he seemed to be flirting with me in front of her. He let go of her hand and pulled me close.
Hey, little miss. You taken?
Quickly, I pushed him away, seeing Ruby fuming. What the heck, jerk? Gosh, maybe he's drunk? I'm out of here. After that, I felt the vibe change with Ruby. One day at the canteen, they whispered to each other and immediately went silent as I approached. It seemed that Ruby and Olivia started isolating me. The school year wrapped up and prom was near. I put on a fab dress and checked myself out. My gosh, looking fire, Samantha! At prom, I met the squad. Ruby was still with that dude, even though he's trash.
Attention! Our king tonight is Blake Phillips!
That's my man! So we know the queen, right?
Yay, Ruby! You two look adorable!
Our queen is
I'm so ready!
Samantha Gailey! Please come forward.
I was shook when my name was called. Ruby and Olivia were just as stunned. What the actual hell? How did this happen? Did you rig this? Before I could react, I was on stage. Blake pulled me close and kissed me. Someone shouted, "King and Queen, perfect match!"
Damn, Samantha. You waited up and left no crumbs.
Holy cow! I didn't ask for this! Ruby stormed the stage and yanked my crown. How dare you steal my guy! You're such a snake! I regret letting you in our group. Hold up, I'm prettier for sure. Got better brands, no debate. Even my hair's blonder and curlier than yours. Excuse me, I'm the curly queen here. Dream on! Swear to God, total chaos broke out. Not crazy. The crowd was losing their minds. Everything just went haywire. People had lost it. I've had enough of your crap, Ruby. I struggled hard to get out of there. My rep was totally trashed. Super embarrassing. Samantha, wait up! I turned around to see Kayla racing toward me. Damn, why now? You here to make fun of me or what? No, wipe your face. You don't hate me? Then we chatted for a good while. What? You were part of their clique? Uh-huh. But after seeing their true colors, I peaced out. Became enemy number 1 from then on. Seeing me all quiet, Kayla sighed. She said she didn't want another person falling victim to the Queen Bee gang. Sorry about bumping into you that day. I meant to help, but Ruby's squad showed up and I got it. I'm so over their drama. Their mismatched outfits look like freaking traffic lights. Both Kayla and I burst out laughing. Think we could be friends? Hell yeah! After that night, Kayla and I got real close. As for Ruby and Olivia, they were totally on the outs.
Queens? My foot! Total mean girls. So fake.
I'm not fake, just Olivia's bag is. Shut it, Ruby. They faced the music all right, and I realized how I lost myself in the drama. But luckily, I found a real friend in Kayla. Someone who forgave and made me see my mistakes. Everyone deserves a dope friend like Kayla, right?
I'm so starving. It's been 2 days, but I haven't eaten anything. I have to finish my job quickly. I accelerated my work pace while I was cleaning the door's upper part. That hurts. Everything in front of my eyes suddenly became spinning. Hey, dude! Hey! Hello, my diary animated audience. My name is Miles Longstorm. Please like and subscribe to hear my story. All I remember was the door suddenly hitting me in the face. Am I dead already? Is this heaven? You're awake. How are you feeling right now? Why is there another me in front of me? Oh boy, I'm dead. He snapped out of it, but I'm not sure he has fully regained consciousness. It was not until the doctor came that I realized I wasn't dead after being knocked down by the door. I was taken to the hospital, and the man sitting there wasn't me at all, but a completely different person. My name is Easton Banks. What did you say? He was a billionaire. EB Fashion Company, EB 5-star restaurant chain were all under his name. He even shared a stake in this hospital. It's nothing much, but this is one of my little houses. I'm fed up with this boring life. Did I hear him wrong? Was this man saying that his billionaire life was boring? How unbelievable. What's so fun about being a billionaire? I can't do whatever I want. I am imprisoned. Do you get it? I'm so sorry to hear this, Mr. Banks. Oh, I don't know if he's bragging or really feeling miserable. I mean, I'm just a normal person. I can't put myself in his shoes. Mr. Longstorm, I need your help. Please swap your life with mine. What? I don't want to be a billionaire anymore. I just want to live like a normal person. We have similar appearances, so swap your identity with mine. Please. I don't think this is going to work, Mr. Banks. Please. I can't do that. God, I've never seen such a huge mansion before. Oh, wait, let me explain. Because Easton looked so desperate, I felt sorry for him. The rest will be sent to you later. For now, you just need to enjoy the life of a billionaire for me. What do you say? Just be honest. Who doesn't want to live a wealthy life? By the way, not only did Easton promise to pay me $1 million, but he also paid all of my mother's medical bills. Such a good opportunity. Why not seize it? And so, Easton swapped lives with mine. Easton would become a poor guy, and I would become a billionaire within a month. To make sure no one found out about this, Easton gave me a list of things about him that I needed to memorize. We created a classified agreement and signed it together. I can finally be a normal person! I'm going on a vacation to Hawaii! That's right, gotta go to Hawaii! Indeed, as Easton said, after having a new identity, I could do whatever I wanted. I'll take this, I'll buy all of them. Girls even clung to me because they saw that I had money. Bring me the most expensive wine you have. So that's how great it was to be a man with money. Even though I was living Easton's life right now, I still hadn't forgotten my mom, who was in the hospital. So I texted and phoned Easton. He didn't pick up the phone, so I didn't know if there was something wrong. It took a few hours for Easton to send a voice message. Hey, Longstorm. Everything is fine. Your mom is being well taken care of. Do not worry. My mom was fine. That was relieving. I lay down on the bed. If this is a dream, I never want to wake up. I thought this wealthy life would last forever, until one morning on my way back from the mall, I saw a black car parked in front of me. Stepping out of it were two men in black suits looking very scary, and they were walking towards me. Mr. Easton Banks, you need to come with us. I panicked and immediately ran away. The men tried to catch me, but only got my suit jacket. I kept running away from them. My heart was in turmoil because I didn't understand what was happening. Were they kidnappers and extortionists who wanted to kidnap billionaires? Stop! Only a fool would stop. I was even more terrified, so I just ran like the wind, through several alleys but could not cut them off. I had to jump into a dumpster nearby. It didn't take long before that caught up with me. Where is he running? I obviously saw him running over here. Find him again, carefully. You go that way. God, I felt like my heart would explode. There was a terrible smell inside the dumpster that made me throw up, but I still had to hold it back. I was walking on thin ice, so I couldn't even care about the smell of garbage. Through the gap in the dumpster lid, I watched quietly. God, please go away. He kept wandering around, so I couldn't move anywhere else. Dang it! Every step from the man in black made my heart stop beating. He was getting closer and closer. Hey, over here! Hearing that, he ran towards the other man. Phew, I was almost done. After the scary men left, I finally dared to crawl out of the dumpster. Oh my gosh, my legs were like rubber. I couldn't move immediately, but I had to wait for a while to regain my composure. However, when I was about to return to Easton's mansion, I noticed the black car parked nearby. Dang it! So I couldn't stay in the mansion anymore, but had to go back to my old house. At the very least, I needed to ask Easton what the hell was going on. I stood outside knocking on the door, but no one came to open it. Luckily, I had a spare key under the carpet. Easton! Are you there? Only then did I realize that the house was completely empty. The furniture did not look like someone touched it. Even on the table, there was a layer of faint dust. Maybe he's never been here. Feeling something was off, I decided to phone Easton. However, the phone number did not exist. Seeing that there was a bad omen, I quickly went to the hospital where my mom was being treated. But the nurse there told me that during these 2 weeks, no one had come to visit my mom. This means, ever since our identities swapped, he hadn't come to take care of my mom as promised. First being chased by a bunch of strange people, then not fulfilling the promised deals, it was crystal clear that this billionaire, Easton, was hiding some terrible secret. That's it, no more deal with him. Right at this moment, I receive a text from an unknown number. In 3 days, bring it to the address XXX. Don't try to play truant. What did it mean? After all, what secret was Easton hiding? I think I have to figure it out. Perhaps you are thinking that I should just give up on this billionaire identity and go back to being Miles Longstorm, but the truth wasn't so simple. When Easton disappeared, he brought my wallet, which had my ID card and other personal papers with him, and God knows what he was going to do with it. I used to hate my hard-knock life before, but now, when facing the danger that came out of nowhere, I eventually realized how important my life was before. I have to get my life back. To get my life back, I needed to find Easton and the secret he was hiding. In the middle of the night, I managed to sneak into Easton's mansion. Well, It wasn't very hard because previously Easton had given me access to the house's anti-theft system. Inside the house was quiet and dark. Afraid that the car was still parking outside, I could only use the phone's flashlight and try to stay as quiet as possible while searching for the clues. Come on, there must be something. Wait, the computer case is still warm. Someone was just here. I quickly stood up without noticing, so I bumped into the table. Unexpectedly, this collision caused the drawer under the desk drawer to retract and reveal another secret drawer. I couldn't help but be surprised when I discovered inside were the papers of the company that Easton owned. Usury, embezzlement, counterfeits? I could barely stand as I looked at the documents in my hand. It was unbelievable that Easton was involved in illegal business. Wait, I got it now. The fact that Easton swapped identities with me was probably not because he wanted to experience the life of a normal person, but because he was looking for someone to take the blame for him. Oh God, Easton! Those were the two men I met this morning. Out of panic, I threw the papers at the men and ran away. I ran to the bedroom to escape through the window, but it was locked. Holy crap! I had no choice but to run down to the living room while they chased me right behind. However, the living room was also locked. Please open! However, at this moment, behind me were two black figures, and they were getting closer and closer. Nowhere else to run! The man in the black suit was looking through the documents I had found. Would they ever get rid of me to cover their tracks? Mr. Easton Banks. Please don't kill me. I don't know anything. I'm not even Easton Banks. I am nobody. I have an old mom in the hospital. Please let me go. Kill who? We're not here to kill you. Huh? The men sighed, then they showed me their badges. It turned out that they were agents of the IRS, and they were monitoring Easton's case. Oh, I thought they were gangsters or something. Mr. Banks, with this evidence in hand, I'm afraid you'll have to come with us right now. Oh wait, I'm not Easton Banks. Excuse me? Fortunately, when I signed the deal with Easton, I was so vigilant that I secretly took a picture of the entire papers. So now, it became the proof that helped me prove my innocence. Listen, I know it's weird and I have no idea what's going on, but I need you to get my previous life back. Please. Okay, calm down, Mr. Longstorm. We'll do the best we can. The point is, we need to find Easton. Did he ever mention where he was going before? We're just two strangers meeting by chance. I barely know anything. Wait, I quickly grabbed my phone and opened the message for the agents to see. After analyzing the message, they understood something. I got it. Mr. Longstorm, would you like to take a trip to Hawaii? Oh boy, I was so scared, but also a bit excited. Phew, okay, I had to focus. I took the black suitcase and walked over to the guard. Easton Banks, follow me. God, my heart was about to explode. Luckily, he didn't suspect anything. Hey, it's me! Easton? Why is Easton here? Oh no, this is not okay! The boss ferociously came over and snatched the suitcase from my hand. He opened the suitcase to examine it. An evil smile was put on his face when he saw that inside was a dazzling diamond necklace. Get rid of them! Both Easton and I stepped back in fear. At the moment we thought we were done, the police suddenly rushed in from outside. In the blink of an eye, the boss and his bodyguards had no time to hide, so they quickly got arrested. Mr. Longstorm, everything is finally coming to light. It's time to take you home. No more chasing, no more threats, no more fear. I was finally able to get back to my normal life. Oh, I missed it already. Mr. Longstorm, we will soon complete all procedures and return all identification documents to you. You will soon regain your identity. I got it. Goodbye, agents. That's it, guys. What just happened was like an adventure that made me realize that my life was so precious. Well, I'd probably give up on my dream of living a wealthy life and start to cherish the life I have.